How's everybody doing? Long day at work. Came home and had a package on my patio, so pretty excited. Maybe one day I'll make a video about how I go about obtaining the majority of my portion of our collection. My brother, maybe as a percentage, has probably bought more new items than I have, but I really like to get stuff secondhand. I mean, I guess maybe I'm cheap. And in this hobby, you also got to be a little bit of a gambler, because God knows this O-Scale stuff, especially speaking about, stuff with electronics, it breaks real easy. And you have to be able to work on it, or it gets really expensive really fast. It's already expensive. So that being said, I look for estate sales, go to all the auction sites, have some connections, go to train shows. I sometimes set up and sell as a vendor at train shows. Sometimes there's an ebb and flow to the collection, and sometimes it gets a little bit bloated. It's a little bit bloated right now. There's some stuff that I'm probably going to be cutting loose just because I don't use it enough. And you'll hear that the more you hear me talk. If I'm not using it, I'm not a collector in terms of displaying. I like to use my stuff, and our layout's just not big enough to get it all on there. So there's always going to be a cycle. Stuff's going to be entering, stuff's going to be leaving the collection. I guess you're always looking, at least for me, the hunt is a big part of the enjoyment in this hobby, and always trying to find that perfect piece for the collection. It probably doesn't exist, but I'm always going to be looking for it. But that being said, had a rare kind of run here where there was three auctions and estate sales, pretty much back to back to back. And I feel like I got some stuff that's going to be pretty cool. Now I know one of them was literally yesterday, and I got stuck at work really late. And unfortunately I missed the first half of the auction, and some really cool stuff actually sold for pretty good prices, which is uncommon. Most of the times I find myself in these auctions just burning time, because the bids get goofy, and you're buying stuff off of maybe one, maybe two pictures, and off of the good faith description of an auctioneer or an auction house that very frequently doesn't know what they're even listing per se, what it is. They're just trying to put up facts, and you don't know what you're getting into. I've got a few boxes in my closet that require my attention, and the tricky part is if it requires parts, that's where it gets tough, especially if you're dealing with something that's from a few years ago. A lot of these parts just don't exist. So you find yourself buying more stuff just for the parts. And a couple times here recently, I've lucked out on that. I've bought locomotives for parts, and they've ended up being, rather than being parts donors, I just needed a few parts to complete them, and I got lucky. But in any case, the first box was waiting for me when I got home tonight. We had a beautiful day here in Columbus. It was in the 50s and sunny. It's gonna be almost 70 tomorrow. It's been a real mild winter here. But it did rain yesterday, and so my front doormat was a little wet. UPS guy was nice enough to put the box right on my front doormat. So the box is soaking wet. But why don't we go ahead and hopefully nothing inside. Pretty nice that the box has been drying now, but it's pretty soaking wet. But in any case, since I'm poor white trash, I know some of the aficionados on the channels, when they unbox stuff, they have knife collections and really nice cutlery. I've got a box cutter here. Probably has a dull blade. So nonetheless, we're gonna be, look at that, I don't even want to cut through the packing tape. But these folks, this was an auction that was, I believe, I'm opening this on it's Tuesday. This auction, I think, closed last week. I believe it was on Wednesday. So they turned not only this, the auction, ended at night on, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember. But they got this stuff shipped out, and I mean, the next day it was shipped out to me, which I was impressed with. Now, obviously there was a weekend in there. So for it to be here by Tuesday, when auction closed just like 4 or 5 days ago, that's a pretty good turnaround. I've seen it take up to a month. You get a little worried when that starts happening. But... So this is AMP Auctions out of Romeo, Michigan, actually. Not too far from me. I think I did pretty well in this one, guys. Let's go through here and see what we have. Pretty cool stuff. So, first little item here. Got a couple Atlas, couple Atlas drop-in bumpers. So I've got a couple areas in my urban kind of sort of commercial areas where I have bumpers. And right now we got some Lionel bumpers that I don't think look the best in the world. They're just fast track bumpers. Not the best looking bumpers in the world. And I also got a couple Lionel bumpers. So I got 4 bumpers. So these aren't super expensive, brand new. They're all, the Lionel are illuminated bumpers. I got these for, all 4 of them, for $18. Not hateful. The shipping, or the auction fee, you always got to worry about the auction fee when you buy from these auction houses. The auction fee for these was 15%. So $18 plus 15% is what, $2.70. So I got the 4 bumpers for less than $21. Pretty happy with that. Great. I don't think that was like a smoking good deal on these, but being able to buy them from the comfort of my own home computer without having to go searching for them, you know, saves me a little bit of time. I was pretty happy with that purchase. With the buyer fee, 21 bucks. Next item, let me see if I can dig this out in some logical order here. Let's see where they got it. Man, some of this packaging is wet. I hope these boxes didn't get wet. Darn. Boy, oh boy. Oh well. Get this pack. There we go. The next item is, this is an Ertl front end loader, case die cast loader. Pretty cool. If you saw the last video, our layout update, I'm gonna have a construction yard down in the lower, the lower level, the lower commercial level on the side of the layout that I'm working on. And I'm just collecting some die cast heavy equipment. I'm gonna have a heavy equipment company. I'll have loaders, excavators, bulldozers, stuff like that. And saw this little guy, thought it was pretty cool, 11 bucks. So yeah, it looks like it's in pretty nice shape. Doesn't have the original box, just has a little baggie, but that's fine. Not too worried about that. Probably what I'll end up doing is using the box that the bumpers are in, since the bumpers are all individually wrapped. All right, next. Pretty happy with what the other stuff that's in here. Let me get this stuff out of this box, because it is wet. And I don't want these boxes to get damaged. Hopefully they haven't already been damaged. A little bit of a strange sort of musty smell on this box. I'd throw this thing away. Get it out of here. All right. So we've got a gonna have a scrap metal facility on the layout, and so we got a need for gondola loads and gondolas, and we got some nice gondolas, several 52.5 feet gondolas. I really like the Atlas Trainman gondola. I think it's a pretty good deal, and to be fair, it looks almost exactly like the MTH Premier 52.6 gondola, but I saw these, and cool thing about it is this particular gondola, I actually have the sister to this gondola already. And I ran it in the last video that we had. It's Chesapeake in Ohio, C&O, 52.5-foot gondola, and it's got the different road number from the one that I already have. So that'll pair up nicely with the gondola that I already have. So pretty excited about that one. And then we also got a little bit of a damp box at the end on it. I'll tell you, that's a little bit disappointing. Not gonna lie to you about that, but it's not the auction house's fault. I wish the UPS guy was paying a little bit closer attention. Also an Atlas 52.5-foot gondola, this time in Reading livery, also black. Road number 3317. These are just, again, Atlas trainman stuff. It's not hateful. It's basically the same caliber as MTH Premier. I really like it. So we got that guy. So that's gondola number 2. And then number 3 is also, lo and behold, an Atlas trainman gondola with a box that's a little bit damp at the end. I'll stop complaining about that. It is what it is. Now, here's the one thing with this one. It's also a Reading, but whereas that one that I just showed you guys was road number 33174, this one is, well, 33333. So both Reading gondolas, but different road numbers on them, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, so we got 4 bumpers, 2 of them lit, a nice die-cast loader, and 3 Atlas trainman 52.5-foot gondolas. Now, the gondolas, I actually got them. They weren't sold in a lot. They were sold separately. But I got them all for the same price. I got them for $16 each. So $16, 48 bucks. $48 times 15% is $7.20 for an auction house fee. So I got them for $7.28, so I got them for 55 bucks. 3 52.5-foot gondolas for $55 that really appear. They've been on the rails, but there's no marks or scuffs or anything on these gondolas. They're in like new condition to me. Boxes have a little wear on the edges now because they were soaked. That's great, but I think they'll dry out okay. I'm pretty sure that these guys retail brand new for in that $60 range, $59 range. So even with the auction fee, I got 3 gondolas for less than the price of 1 retail. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's a good score. I'll tell you guys, for those of you that are thinking about buying stuff at some of these auction houses, especially if you can't go to the auction and physically touch and see what you're bidding on, be careful. I would warn you and I would caution you, be very careful and expect what you're buying is going to have issues. That way, when it shows up, this was first time I obviously opened this stuff, and freight cars, a little bit, you can be a little bit more lenient with. Not as much to break on them, but broken steps, broken couplers, I've had trucks show up, just crumbled, broken. That's the chances you take. Sometimes they'll take the stuff out of the boxes and take pictures. Other times, not so much. I can't tell you how many freight cars I've bought where they're literally, these ones actually were just pictured in the boxes. So I'm taking a gamble that I'm not buying something that's broken in half, but got lucky this time. So the total amount for all that stuff was $77 plus an $11.50 buying fee. So I got all this stuff for about 88 bucks. Shipping on this was, from Michigan, I think was $18. So yeah, a little over 100 bucks for all this stuff. Those are the kind of deals that I look at, especially if you're gonna have something more than just a locomotive and 8 or 10 cars that comes out at Christmas time. Hey, if you're gonna do something like that, buy yourself something brand new and take care of it, and it should last you a good long time. But These will all get weathered up and kind of beat up and roughed up. You know, gondolas are usually pretty hammered on. So I don't really want to spend 60 or 70 or 80 bucks on a gondola car that I'm going to have to make look like it's, you know, kind of on its last legs. So yeah, pretty stoked about this. Hey, keep an eye out, because I've got 2 more shipments coming. And I'm going to share those with you when they show up. I'm hoping that I have another one here, if not by the end of the week, at the very beginning of next week. And then the 3rd shipment, the 3rd separate auction, that should show up shortly thereafter. And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited about what I got in that stuff. You guys will want to keep your eyes open for that one. That one was a good auction, and darn it, I got stuck at work late and missed the first half of it, or I'd be looking for a second job. you know what I mean, the sickness. But anyway, hey, just wanted to show you this stuff real quick, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. We got lucky this time. Keep our fingers crossed that the next box also is lucky. There's a little bit of unknown coming in this next box, so it'll be a surprise for you and me. Fingers crossed that I don't have luck that goes the other direction. But hey, guys, hope you have a great day. Hope you're having a great day, great week so far. And thanks for joining us here at the Lake Erie and Midwestern. Happy railroading, and take care.